ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Meryl Streep.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist you? Yes, I'm broken hearted. Blue since the day we parted. Mamma mia.
Meryl Streep. Wow, Meryl. Hey, how fabulous does Meryl look? You look fabulous. That's who's that outfit by there?
Oh, God, I don't know.
You want to have a look for you? I'll have a look on the label. Let's do this. It's for Primark. It's no. Wow, £7. No, it's Max Mara. It looks fantastic.
Max Mara.
Max
There
Mara.
it
You
is.
go. You
yeah.
look great. How lovely to see you. How long are you over here in the United Kingdom for?
Till tomorrow.
Just till tomorrow. So
Yeah.
you're just whizzing around the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, I believe congratulations to all because you just celebrated a birthday, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yes. Oh my God.
Well, no, at your age,
But
I know
that was
sometimes the
last
memory
week.
goes.
It's so
what it is.
long ago.
Hey, how old were you last week?
59. 59.
59. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, now, next year, that's pretty much a big landmark in your life next year.
Next
year's
year,
birthday.
yeah.
Do you have plans? Do you know what you might be doing? Will it be a big celebration?
No, I don't think so. Probably I'll do what I did this year, which is cook for everybody.
Just
and
cook for everyone. Wasn't that lovely,
throw
though?
myself a party because everybody forgets.
Oh, what's wrong with them?
No, I'm kidding. They're very sweet.
Okay, but I guess you're not the sort of person it'd be easy to buy a gift for anyway.
I'm tough. I don't really care about stuff that much.
Like me, you're not into
Things.
material goods.
I'm not in. Well,
I'm very spiritual.
I know it's a bitch when you're trying to buy a present for somebody that doesn't really appreciate it.
Yeah. What kind of things do people get you there? Do you know? Can you tell us what sort of things people get? Or is it just little tokens?
I like scarves.
Scarves.
And earrings, and I noticed in The Devil Wears Prada, I did pick up those earrings.
Well, I was going to ask you that because
from that scene. Those are the same earrings.
well, what a fabulous movie, and I loved the performance you gave in that. She kind of reminded me a little bit, only in terms of her strictness, of Margaret Thatcher. Did you base her?
Is that right?
Yeah, well, you know that kind
That's
of. She's got
interesting.
the coiffed grey hair, and she's got the steely gaze.
Yeah.
Did you base her on Thatcher, or did you base her on anyone? That performance on anyone?
No, I based her on all the men that I've known that have been, in positions of authority. Generally, the strongest ones don't raise their voices very much.
Yes.
And it's a great lesson. No, it's good, but people aren't, afraid of you. People love you.
Oh, well, that's...
But if you want people to be afraid... I mean, Clint Eastwood was a great director I worked with, and I copied a lot of stuff from him.
Wow, so you based that character partially on Clint Eastwood?
And Mike Nichols.
Wow. And so you worked with Clint he was acting opposite you and directing you in The Bridges of Madison County.
Yeah.
What a great person he is to work with, I imagine. I mean, what a great presence he has, and also as a director, he's very gifted as well.
Yeah. He's absolutely triple threat.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
But he's not intimidating to work with, or is he? I mean,
Not
I can't
at
imagine.
all,
Yeah.
no.
But I would imagine. I'm sure this isn't something you would ever wish. But young actors and performers, knowing they're working with you, that must be quite daunting for them because you're celebrated quite rightly as well.
Not only but then I forget my lines like so often, and they're immediately, sort of. Oh, she's not so great.
Do you ever do it on purpose just to kind of like relax them? Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
Who are the actors who you remember most fondly having worked with? Who are the leading men you've worked with? 'Cause I rewatched recently a tremendous movie called Kramer versus Kramer.
Oh yeah.
How was that? How was it working with Dustin? How was making that movie for you?
Oh, it was good, but it was weird because almost in one of the very first scenes, it's when I'm leaving. And we were shooting the scene, and I was properly upset, I thought, and I was getting my stuff together and walked out in the hallway, and he looked at me, and he slapped me as hard as he could.
Who? Dustin?
Dustin.
What the?
Yeah, and you can see it in the film. There's a big big hand mark. I was so kind of shocked, but it set me up for the right feeling for him about the film.
Anything. Did he do that on purpose, or he just like slapping
He
people?
He did it off screen, and then.
Nowadays, if he was doing that, someone would be filming it on a mobile phone nearby. You know.
He'd be sued, baby. He'd be in the courts.
Well, you know what? We don't have the slapping one. We do have that scene because I just think that's just a fabulous piece of work. Between the two of you here, it's just a fantastic piece of acting. Have a look at this. I know it's strange thing out of context, but this is from Kramer versus Kramer. You could see the mark there.
You could see the mark.
Incredible.
And he denies that ever happened, by the way.
But were you pleased he did it because that helped you get that performance out, or would you have been able to give that performance?
No, I felt I could do the acting for myself.
So have you forgiven him for that?
It's one of those weird things, you know. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
These encounters with people that are very, very deep when you're working. People unleash things that you don't, you know, all is forgiven, and I really, really love him, and I think he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
But boy, I was mad that day.
I bet you were. Which of the movies you look back, which of the performances which you most enjoy that you've given? I mean, I don't know if you watch your movies back, but which are the ones that you... Okay, which ones do you think of with the greatest fondness?
Oh, a lot of them. I mean, it's hard to, because it's like my life. It's like the home movies of my life. I remember where my children were conceived on each location, and where we lived, and where the kids went to school. I remember all sorts of different things when I watch the movies than other people.
So you can't really separate
my life from my work, no.
Yeah. Wow, but that's lovely. It's nice. I mean, it's like having kind of very elaborate, very expensive home movies to look back on. With Robert Redford in it. Instead of, most of us have got Our Dad, you've got Robert Redford for that one, and you've got Jack Nicholson. Yeah, I remember that. It's when the kid lost a tooth. It was Jack Nicholson. How is, speaking of Jack Nicholson, he's an actor who I just admire. At one stage, you made a few movies together, didn't you? You worked together several times.
Twice, yeah.
Twice. Great on-screen performance, chemistry between the two of you, I always thought. What's he like to work with? What are your memories of working with Jack Nicholson?
I just remember laughing all the time. I mean, he's incredibly funny and very witty, and he takes the piss out of everybody. Yeah. But no, we did Heartburn, and I had just finished Out of Africa. I came home, and I was pregnant while I made Heartburn. I was really, really sick. I look at that movie now, and I think, I'm green. The tint of the film, but I really was green, you know, for a lot of it. But he was so great and so funny.
Now, I don't want you to tell tales at school, but of course Jack is he's the kind of fella who, when he works with an attractive woman, he tends to try his luck.
He didn't have a prayer, babe.
Yeah. For a start, you had morning sickness.
It was off men then.
Out of Africa is a tremendous movie.
Yeah.
Robert Redford, you know, I know we haven't met Robert like you have, but in real life he's quite unattractive. Is that correct? I believe he's quite...
Oh my God. Do you think so?
No, of course not. He's like impossibly good looking, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. This is Meryl with Robert in Out of Africa, and I'm warning you now, there's a bit of a silly hat involved here. Oh, come on.
He's pretty cute.
Oh, they don't make him like that anymore.
Those lions were all from California. They were imported. They
were Hollywood lions.
They were brought in from Agora. Yeah.
Is that because they were trained, I guess?
Yeah, they were trained supposedly, but there was my dear friend Sidney Pollack, who directed that movie, just recently died, and I always told a story about him, which is absolutely true. The last scene we shot in Out of Africa was inside a boma, which is sort of a thorn bush corral, and there were cattle in there. There was one lioness, and there was me. And this lion was tethered because it was so close. They were kind of afraid, and all the crew had to sit up on top of cars. The only person on the ground was me. But no matter what I did, when I whipped this lion, and she would go. She just would not move. She wouldn't do anything. And Sidney was going crazy. He was already out of his mind because this was our last day and we had to get this shot. And he said to the DP, he said, "Cut the tether." The guy said, "What are you talking about?" You know, he said, "Cut the tether." And for the last scene of that movie, when I whipped that lion, she goes, "Arr!" She really ran at me, and I went, "Ah!" And she looked at me like this, and then she ran away. The movie was over, and I got on an airplane and came back to New York.
Wow, but what a fabulous adventure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad I'm here to tell it.
Okay, so let's talk about Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Because here's a movie, when I heard they're making film Mamma Mia, I never saw the stage play. I love the music of ABBA. And then I read who's in it. I thought Meryl Streep, and I thought I'd misread because it's not the kind of film I associate with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a breezy, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's just unusual. And I didn't know that you were a singer or a dancer, you'd done that kind of thing. Why did you want to do it? What was it about Mamma Mia that you wanted to be involved?
Oh, I loved the musical. I did see the musical.
So you saw it in New York?
I saw it right after it first opened. It opened in October of 2001, and we had moved to the city on September 9th of 2001. And, you know, 2 days later, the World Trade Center was attacked, and it was very, you know, everybody was really disturbed. My 10-year-old was in a school, and 7 of the parents were lost in the thing. And so all the kids were kind of dimmed. And it was her birthday, and I thought, what am I going to do with these kids? And I read the New York Times, it said, new British musical, buoyant fun. And so I took a big gang of kids there, and they just, at the end of it, they came out dancing. They were so happy, but not just the kids. I mean, everybody there was really just elated by this music. And I thought, man, this is a real power this thing has. You know, there are very few things that really, really make you feel good when you come out of it.
And I guess the kids weren't even that familiar with the music. It's like we go in knowing ABBA's songs.
Oh yeah, they knew
know.
nothing, and then we had to go buy all the albums, and then we heard the songs over and over and over for a couple of years.
I went to see the movie with my 11-year-old, and she's not that familiar with ABBA, and she came out loving it. You know, she came out, yeah, of course, you know, because there's singing, there's dancing, there's girls. I came out, I was a bit perturbed to see James Bond singing an ABBA song. You got Pierce Brosnan there, and he hasn't got the best voice in the business. It has to be said. No, I'm sorry, Meryl.
No.
Oh, yes.
No. I think
yeah.
he's fabulous.
I think he's brave for trying.
He's a dreamboat, and he sounds like Tom Waits and Joe Cocker, kind of a mix, you know?
Tom Waits and Joe Cocker, after a very heavy night on the... No, I love Pierce Brosnan. I love seeing him in it, but it's kind of... He's got the worst voice in the movie.
Oh, stop it! It's not true. It's not true.
You so know it's true. You're being nice, but he can't carry a bloody tune.
And what did your wife think?
She didn't see it yet. She's going to go and see it. We're going to go and see it with my daughter again. Now, you've sung before, I guess, but I didn't know that you... I mean, do you like to perform? You like singing and doing that kind of thing?
I was in musicals in high school, and I thought I might... And my first Broadway show was a musical.
Which one was that?
It's called Happy End, Kurt Weill and Bertolt Brecht. It's not
Not big on laughs. Yeah, it's not Mamma Mia.
But it has some great songs. Surabaya Johnny, no one's meaner than you. Surabaya Johnny, do you know that? That's a great song.
No, I don't know, but I just like... I'm sitting close to Meryl Streep singing. I don't care. I'm just really happy.
That's a great score, and it's a musical. But then I got into other things.
Yeah, well, I think we know about
diverted.
those. Now, how did you feel? I think I might sing almost all the film. Not quite, there's a couple of things, but almost all the film, you are wearing the dungarees.
Yeah, you don't like those?
Well, no, I don't have a problem with them. I personally don't like to wear them because for a man, if you have the straps done up incorrectly, it can be a little bit unaccommodating. But that's
you have to make a decision.
You do, which... Republican or Democrat, as you say. But how much of your year did you spend in the dungarees then filming that? It's quite a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Well, are you on strings there, or are you actually just jumping that high?
My own string. I didn't think about it before I did that.
Wow.
I should have, because I felt it the next day.
Did any injuries occur during the making of this movie?
Yes, Julie really hurt herself in Dancing Queen.
How did she hurt herself?
She stepped on a rock. They didn't clear the path where we were dancing. And it's a real place, it's cobblestones, and it's sort of, she hurt herself. But she soldiered on. She's tough.
She's made of sterner stuff, you see.
She's fantastic.
A Brit.
Yeah. She's a Brit. She's not a big baby like the Americans.
Is it tough being an American sometimes when you go around the world? Because, you know, the position that America occupies.
Not anymore, baby, because we're on the verge. We're on the verge.
Well, now,
so
you think things you think things will change?
Oh, yes, I do.
You think Mr. Obama has a chance to
yes,
become
I
president?
do.
Well, that's exciting.
I
And
think he'll be our next president.
were you disappointed that Hillary Clinton got ousted in his favour, or would you prefer to see him? Who do you think would have made the better Democratic leader, and who do you think will make
I don't know. It was just historic, you know. It was a great moment for all of us. And I don't know, I think now everybody's happy that it's Obama. Hillary's pulling for him, she's out campaigning for him, so I think it'll be a formidable team.
You are a Democrat yourself then, I'm assuming?
No. All for Cheney. No.
Do you have to watch what you say about these things? Because presumably if you were to say something about these things now, it would be picked up in the American papers, wouldn't it? If you were to be outspoken.
It's being picked up right now, probably.
Yeah. So you have to you have to be a little circumspect.
No, I don't. But I'm for Obama. I don't make any bones about it. I didn't like the current administration the first time around.
I've met very few people who did. That's what's so curious about it. Meryl, it's lovely to have you here, of course.
My pleasure.
It's lovely to have you back in the country.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you are welcome anytime.
I've watched your show very often. And
I can only apologise.
I was always...
But thank you so much for coming
Thanks.
on.
Appreciate
I
it.
hope you know I'm a huge fan. I suspect you have more than a couple in the audience here as well. So congratulations on Mamma Mia. It's great fun.
Thank you.
Meryl Streep, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You may go. Your work is done. Back to the cat and the dog. Thank you. Let's have a hug today. Meryl Streep, ladies and gentlemen. The fabulous Divine Streep.